Hi, my name is James Yarnell, and we're here with the 20th anniversary of Dancing with the Stars with Deadline. The role of the production designer is twofold. Firstly, the main thing is to design the set, and the whole ballroom is a set. It's not a real place, and it's created from the ground up, from the dance floor to the balconies to everything within it. So my role as production designer was in season 1 to create what it became the Dancing with the Stars ballroom. It was actually based on the Strictly Come Dancing set from England back in season 1, and then through the years it grew. We added to it, we extended it, adding balconies, and then ultimately to now it has become an established set with that can hold something like 600-700 people, 3 balconies, and it's all based on the original design and the growth that's happened over the 20 years from that original design. The dance floor always was 32 feet wide and 44 feet deep. It was, to this day, it's varied a little bit here and there, but for the most part it's 32 by 44. And the first thing that people say when they come into the studio is how small the dance floor is. And for the first maybe 5 or 6 years, the first thing that went into the studio was the dance floor. So for a while, on the first day, that was all that was in there. And every year the producers would come in and they'd say to me, the dance floor looks too small. Are you sure that's right? And once everything was built around it, it made sense. But it does seem a lot bigger on camera than it does in real life, but it's 32 by 44. I mean, to be honest, I've never really had any complaints from the dancers about the size of it. They use it from one corner to the other, so every inch of it gets used, but it has always been, because it's always been the same size, I think every pro has got used to that size, and it's never changed, so I've never been asked to make it any bigger. And truthfully, the set that's in there right now goes wall to wall, and we are literally fire aisle to fire aisle, so the set itself couldn't be any bigger, and so the dance floor couldn't be any bigger, because we'd have to start taking out seating, and we don't want to do that. In season 1, when the show started, it was only 6 weeks and we didn't know how long it was going to last. And as the show progressed, the Strictly Come Dancing series in England that we're based on, they had a trophy. And so Conrad, the executive producer, came in and said we should get a trophy. It was around about week 3, week 4, and the show was becoming a hit, and we felt we should do something on camera. And there wasn't really any good dancing trophies out there that we could base it on, and because the Mirror Ball was part of the English version's trophy, and because it was a part of our logo, we based it on that. And so I came up with this idea, and literally this was a piece of a lamp. This is the original trophy from season 1, and this was a part of a lamp that I bought from Lamps Plus that I kind of took to pieces and used parts of it. So this was from a lamp. Then we added that and the old logo. The day of the finale, the head of ABC came in and he said, I feel that the trophy's too small and it needs to be taller. So within an hour of the finale going live, I added a roll of tape, literally right here, to make it taller, and covered it in gold foil just to buy 2 inches to make it taller. And we went on camera with this thing, held piece of lamp, piece of tape, and it went on camera, and that was it. There was the trophy. So from then on, I had to have it made in brass so that it had some more substantial strength than a piece of tape. The reason we had to start casting it, to have this made as a cast by a trophy company, was because Lamps Plus discontinued the lamp that had these pieces in it. And it was a big tall thing with all these pieces in it, and we unscrewed it, and I was moving things around, and they were the 2 pieces that seemed to fit. And so I went to Lamps Plus and bought all the lamps that they had, and then they discontinued it. So now we couldn't go there, so we had to have it cast. And so that's why the later ones were heavy, because they were actually cast in that shape from the original thing. But this is the original. We swapped out the piece of tape, the roll of tape, but that is the actual one. And that was the look of the trophy, and it stayed like that for years. We changed the logo when the show logo changed, but for the most part, this is what the show trophy looked like for about the first 14, 15 years of the show. Kelly and Alec won season 1. They were sent home with their version of it, and if you ever see them with their version, this is missing it. Theirs is shorter because I only added it in the one that was on camera. So they had a shorter version. So for every season from then on, we had what was known as the on-camera trophy that we would add the names to. This one was used from up to season 3, and then season 4 we changed it because the logo changed, and we had one made that was a little more substantial because this was kind of getting weak. And so then we would make 2 every season. We would have the on-camera one with all the names on it, and that's what they were given on camera. And then as soon as we go off air and the finale, I would add their winning names I'd have the sit in the finale, and I would have all the finalists on plaques. And they'd say, eliminated first is down, so that would go. And then it would be down to the final two. And they'd say, the winner is, and then I'd grab the winning one, put it on the 2 trophies. The second we went off air, me and the prop man would go on to the dance floor where it's chaos. And we would kind of push our way in and take the on-camera one off and give them the one with their name on, so they could go to press with a trophy with their name on it. And that's theirs to keep. So every season we made 2 trophies. So we've made, at this point, 66 of these trophies, and we have 2 more for this season. But so they all were given out, but we retained the on-camera trophy that was used every season. Like I say, this till season 3, and then there was a different one that was used. And then, of course, we lost Len, and I had lunch with Conrad, and I said I felt that we should either name the ballroom the Len Goodman Ballroom, or we should name the trophy the Len Goodman Trophy. And Conrad really liked the idea about the trophy. So he spoke to BBC and ABC and Len's widow, Sue, and said, how do you feel about it? And they all liked the idea. So that was where this one came. And it was the chance to redesign and update the trophy and upgrade it a little bit. And it was also a nod to Len. So it changed. It was still supposed to keep the same kind of idea. But I always felt we all loved Len. And Len was also very kind of formal, and he was very tall. And so the idea of it was to kind of almost like not quite be a collar, but that was why we had these wings on it, that it was felt to kind of feel a little more formal. And we felt that would kind of be a little more representative of Len. It was slightly taller as well to kind of give it his stature. And then just as a slight nod at the end, I felt it would be cute to put a little bow tie on the bottom, just as a little kind of nod to Len's. It's much heavier. Yeah, this was a very light one. When we remade this for later seasons, it was cast and it became very heavy. And Conrad always liked the very substantial prize. So when you gave it someone, they knew they got something of substance. So we made sure that the trophy was made out of, this is made out of steel that's then plated, but we made sure it had some weight to it. So it felt substantial and not a TV prop. It became kind of iconic in its own right. So we wanted it to feel substantial. So this was, and the later versions of this one were both heavier. But again, this is the one we have now. And it seems people like this one, and they like the fact that it has Len's name on it and the little bow tie.